Don't know if I dare ask a Balliol man what they think of New College.
Oh, it's wonderful. We used to think that New College was where the other intellectuals went.
Oh, well, thank you.
It was quite a surprise to me coming here as an undergraduate. I'd got an exhibition here when I was 16, largely because my history master disliked my English master, and I was supposed to be being prepared for the English scholarship exams they used to take place in January, and the Oxford ones, that was from Cambridge, the Oxford ones took place in December on the whole. So I came here, I was put in as a sort of entertaining throw of his hand by my history master, and didn't know nearly as much history as I knew about Shakespeare and John Donne and the Romantic poets. But it sort of worked, and I came here. I was very lucky. I came here at a golden period for historians at Balliol: Cobb, Keane, Christopher Hill, John Prest. And I came up here in 1962, and it was the first time I came up for the exams. It was the first time I'd met boys who'd been at boarding school. I'd never met an Etonian before. I sort of share some of Michael Sandel's questions about meritocracies, because I do think it's important that meritocracies should recognise that they have responsibility to the people behind them on the ladder. But nevertheless, I think the 44 Education Act was probably the most important single thing done to increase social mobility in this country.
So changing tack a bit, quite a lot of your life has been spent either in or on the edge of communications, BBC, Vatican, and Conservative Party, I guess, as well. What have you learnt from that? I mean, what makes for a good communicator if you were advising an undergraduate today?
So I think be as honest as you can be, and be as transparent as you can be. And I also think it's very important. This is going to sound a bit sanctimonious, but I think it's true that when you're faced with difficult problems and don't quite know which way to turn, I think the important thing is to do what you think is right. And invariably, like those Victorian hymns, doing what's right is the right thing to do.
What about debating? Oxford's got the Oxford Union, which is one extreme, I suppose, of debating culture. But did you ever debate as a young person?
I didn't debate at all at the Oxford Union. Indeed, I only went to the Oxford Union once. And I wasn't a huge fan of that slightly mannered way of debating issues. What I did do was teach myself to speak. I think it's extraordinary that people get away these days with, a Prime Minister's question, standing up with a piece of paper saying, would the Prime Minister consider visiting my constituency? Why do you need a bit of paper to say all that?
What about Oxford when you retire? Will you still connecting with it still?
Yes, I will, because it's been a hugely important part of my life. And I said when I said I wanted to step back after 21 years, I said that one of the most important things I'd learned here, when I was an undergraduate indeed, was the difference between an argument and a quarrel. I think there's a real danger of us losing that.
So for three values in 3 words for Oxford in the future:
civility, courage, and clubbability.